What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to A Milli Method in our Career Readiness series. We've made some big moves as of late, these last few classes, and today's lesson is gonna be a rough one. Lesson number 5, fail forward, how to turn setbacks into comebacks. A little secret you should know, it's always comeback season. Something is always gonna go wrong no matter how perfectly you plan, no matter what steps you take to prevent. It's life, that's just the way it is. So one of the greatest qualities that makes people successful is bouncing back from setbacks. Think about how we've progressed through these lessons already. Some of you have probably been active in making changes in your life, in your community, and with the people around you. And I know that it's been unmotivating when it falls flat and when you feel like you're just wasting your time. But I gotta tell ya, that is the time when you have to continue the most. Let's put it like this. Maybe somebody in the class has been really serious about getting into their fitness. The gym and fitness is about consistency. It's not about how strong you are and how much you press and how ripped you are. It's not about none of that. It's about how committed are you to the long-term goal of your body and success. Failure is part of the process. It's what makes things worth fighting for. What if you're somebody in here that loves running track and you have a goal that you want to run an 8-minute mile? That is what you have put your dedication to. Now, let's look around in the class. Maybe somebody in your classroom can already run an 8-minute mile, no problem. We run into the scenario where the person who can run an 8-minute mile with no effort at all sees that challenge as easy. But you, who have been working to get your weight down and have really wanted to focus on reaching this 8-minute mile, and you every single day you're just trying to run to bring it down. That 8-minute mile means so much more to you than it does to that person. And it's not to say that that person is lazy or ungrateful, but your goal and your desire is so much more important to you, even if it seems small for somebody else. That's the way failure works. Because in your attempt to reach this 8-minute mile, you're gonna cramp, you're gonna be tired, it's gonna be hot, it's gonna be raining, you're just not gonna wanna do it some days. But your dedication and your commitment to say, I want this 8-minute mile and I'm gonna stand on it till I get it, that defines who you are. That is your personal brand. That dedication is what you can show to employers. You need to be able to show resilience. And that's why today's class is about failing forward, because you are going to fail. But there's a difference between failing and falling back, or failing and moving forward, understanding, okay, I didn't get it today, but I'll get it tomorrow. One of the greatest examples of failing forward comes from my GOAT, LeBron James. Back in 2011, when he was playing in an NBA playoff game, he played terribly. Everybody said that we're gonna win it, and they failed miserably. His collapse during that performance had everybody second guessing if he even had what it took to become the next GOAT. And what did that situation do? After losing, LeBron had two paths. Either submit to being a failure and letting this downfall represent his entire career, or he could do what he then did, which was go on one of the greatest playoff runs in existence. The exercise for the class today is, I want everybody to go on a piece of paper, whatever you're writing on, and I want you to write down a time that you failed, fell short, or felt like quitting. Have that down. And then the second half of the assignment, I want you to talk about, but I responded by ... The point of this exercise is not for you to sit back and acknowledge a point that you failed. I want you to brainstorm other ways that you could have handled that situation differently. So you can say, there was a time my mom was getting me ready to come to school and I was running late. And because of me, she was late to work and she got in trouble. I'll leave it to the teachers in your class, and I'll leave it to y'all if y'all want to share. Anybody that feels empowered to do so, more power to you. I know that this is personal, because sitting in failure feels like it hurts. And it does. But how you get past that is so much more valuable than whatever happened. I'll see you in a few. All right, welcome back. I want to thank everybody for sharing their story and for reflecting on a moment like this. And I want you to feel comfortable with it. I'll tell you a little bit about me. I think that every single time I fail, I have always thought to myself, what could I have done differently? Even when I succeed, I even ask myself, what could I have done differently to make this more effective? When you get comfortable in failure, and falling short, bouncing back becomes so much easier because you only have two options. Either A, you accept it, or B, you change. That's it. I want to emphasize how important this is for your career. Every job is going to test your resilience. Things are not going to go perfect all the time. You're going to miss a report, you're going to miss an assignment, you're going to miss something big or forget about it, or life is just going to get busy and you're just going to have to let it slip. And that's okay. That's how life is. How your job responds to it is very different than how your career will. So that's why it's important to think about your job versus what your career is. Young people, I know that right now, a lot of us are like, my goal is to get money. I'm gonna let you know that's not a job and that's not a career. So you really gotta start putting a face to what that means. You have to start building this goal. We've been building your personal brand and working to try to get you to the next level of success. And that starts by being realistic about what you want to achieve and what you can achieve. And I'm gonna let y'all know at your age currently right now, there's a lot that you can achieve, but it starts literally right now. Bouncing back, AKA resilience, is not luck-based. That is a skill. That is something that you can practice, something that you can hone and make stronger. We're all gonna fail all the time, but your ability to bounce back, to get the come up, to get your lick back, bro, only top tier people could pull that off. I'm gonna let y'all rock with lesson 5 with no homework from me. But I will say this. I want you to make a promise to yourself, and I want you to write this down. Next time I fail, I will ... Take that time to really think about what will be your mindset the next time that you fail and how you're gonna bounce back from any shortcomings that you have. All right, class, that wraps up lesson number 5. I hope that we've continued this progress. I hope that a lot of y'all are starting to see what your personal brand is, who you are slowly becoming, and also realizing the people around you and how they are a part of that. So let's go catch some L's so that we can go catch some more W's. All right, I'll see you at the next class. Peace.